guys held you to under 38% shooting this evening. What were they doing that made things so difficult for you guys offensively?
I feel like, they were really good positional defenders. You got to give credit to them. They did a really good job of, squeezing the lane with their length. It was difficult to get to the rim on them. So give credit to them. Yeah.
I just feel like they played harder than us tonight. They showed more fight and acted like they wanted it more than we did. That's the bottom line.
You guys entered tonight undefeated at home. How tough is it to endure the first home loss of the season?
It's really tough because you kind of fall into a routine of, being in the locker room and celebrating and, enjoying that win with the fans. So, it was different. It felt different. So, you kind of just got to, we got really good opportunities coming up here. So, you got to move on to the next. That's this league. This league is tough. So, got to have that next game mentality. So,
Facts.
Sean, you had 19-9 tonight and just one turnover. I think that's your only turnover in the last two games. How are you gaining confidence maybe with the ball in your hands and being aggressive?
Just the guys around me, having guys that know on the court, telling me to get going, having trust in me, even if you're a player that doesn't really trust yourself, which I'm not saying I don't, I'm very confident in myself, but just having guys around you that show that they trust you and show that they know what you can do and see the work you put in, it makes it a lot easier.
Speaking of the guys around you, I know you guys didn't get the results you wanted to tonight. Brandon had a pretty good game coming back from that injury. I guess how big is he going to be going for to kind of get him back to where he was at before the ankle injury?
Yeah, he actually was playing through an illness tonight. Not to, give him an excuse, but he was battling out there. I'm really proud of the way he came out and battled. It's always tough coming back from injuries like that. So, yeah, I knew it was coming. He's a pretty consistent guy. So, I'm proud of the way he looked out there tonight.
Brandon's a worker, so it's not a surprise to us. It's just took a couple of games off. You gotta get back in your rhythm, but we know he's gonna be straight regardless.
Michael's gotten last couple of starts. How do you think that he's evolving just as he kind of hits that midway point of his freshman season?
Man, I think his confidence is growing with that. And one thing with that kid works so hard, so hard. Probably one of the most hardworking guys in the locker room.
Absolutely.
There's no moment on the court that he's not ready for, and he knows that he got us behind his back. So he's just gonna sky's the limit for that kid.
Seemed like he was pretty vocal in the last couple of huddles down the stretch. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing from him as a leader at again being his first year of college basketball?
I feel like when you get into that position, especially as a freshman, you grow into that leadership role. So he's learning right now in that spot. So it's gonna be great to see how he blossoms in his future because he's already really good at it. So.
Sean, you mentioned Utah wanted it more. They were maybe playing harder. What goes into that as you guys go through pregame prep and see that maybe the energy isn't being matched?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I'm a guy that I take pride in this basketball stuff. I don't take it for granted. So you have good days, you have bad days. It's just one we got to bounce back from.
How do you guys go about doing that?
Next game mentality.
Right. Starts in practice.
In practice, for sure. You just got to buy in. We can't keep, drifting away from each other. We got to stay together in these hard times, and just bounce back.
Speaking of next game, it's at Baylor, and obviously that's a rivalry game. You guys are new to it, but does that add a different element to you?
For sure. Anytime that you get the opportunity to play against a top 25 opponent, in this league, it's huge. So, especially on the road, it's definitely a great opportunity for us. And, if you can't get up for that game, you shouldn't be here. So, very excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, like he said, it's a great bounce-back opportunity. It's going to be a great game, Like you said, it's a rivalry. And like he said, if you can't get up for that game, then it's not the game for you. Straight like that.
Last question for the players.
You took a finger to the eye last game. Mm-hmm. I was a little red today. Just how you feeling?
No, I'm good. It's just a couple pop blood vessels in each of them, but it's fine. It doesn't hurt or anything. So.
Okay, thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Al, thanks, Jay. Got in here as soon as I could. Yeah, obviously not the performance I wanted to have. Disappointed for our fans, disappointed for our players. I take responsibility. We practiced, not well, guys in and out, but these are things you have to get through. You got to figure it out, and I couldn't put us in a position to play better. So, really disappointed in our performance. The defense wasn't there. Offense just never got in a flow. Missed some open shots, missed some free throws. I think we pressed as that went on. So, we had guys in and out all week. When I say all week, a couple plays, Sunday off, and just didn't go. I mean, I was excited after the BYU win, here early in the morning Sunday and watching and getting ready and preparing, and then Monday we just didn't have the guys out there that we thought we were going to have, and Tuesday as well. So didn't know who we'd have today, and just disappointed for our fans and for our guys. So. I got to figure out a better way. Our practices didn't have us ready for today, and just extremely disappointed. So we got to get ready for Baylor. We'll have tomorrow off, and hopefully we can get some guys ready to go on Friday.
You talked about the offensive challenges. Only 8 turnovers, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
What was the challenge?
They really sagged playing the paint. We've had a few teams do that. They had some success. We got to make some shots. You got to make some free throws, the turnovers, and you got to get second shots. I mean, that was really an emphasis this week of getting more rebounding. Obviously, got a rebound in the BYU game, and what I emphasized this week didn't work, didn't get through. And I think it's the offense stands out, but the defense was a big problem too tonight. And again, we had to go into this game with the mentality we went into it. I emphasize was the rebounding, and I know the numbers show 15 offensive rebounds, but just we got to convert if we're going to get them too. And I thought a lot of them came late. They went under ball screens, they sagged, and I just don't think we played well against it. And with that said, we didn't practice a lot this last 2 days, so we knew they were going to do it. We weren't surprised. But I don't know that we were able to, maybe something I could have done to better prepare us that in live stuff, but I don't know how based on what we were able to do. So we talked about it, we showed them on film, but I didn't get the message across. Or, maybe they had the message, but we just didn't execute against it and didn't make shots against it. So, this is we got a lot of all new guys really in new situations and trying to figure it out. And each day's been a new opportunity to get a little better, as I tell our guys. And I really looked forward to Sunday as a day to get better, resting up and preparing individually as we couldn't practice. And then Monday and Tuesday, we just didn't get better. We didn't get better in these 2 days. And you got to practice, and you got to practice well to get better. And we didn't.
There was one stretch you guys got down 14, but then you cut it to 6. I think there were maybe 5 straight possessions, just needed one stop.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it. I guess what do you think the biggest, why was it so hard to get up there?
Yeah, it was layups, we gave up. I just the ball pressure wasn't there. The way we're trying to play, you can't play that way with the way we're playing. We weren't aggressive enough. We weren't off to the ball enough. And really, I think we have it charted as being 7 straight layups down the stretch when we had to get stops. And oftentimes it came at the end of the clock where we just had to have that ability. But, I don't know who you talked to. I just our guys were not responding like we had to, like we needed to, like we expected to. And but we saw some of that in practice Monday and Tuesday of the guys that were out there.
You have the Baylor game coming up. Really entertaining game down in Waco last year.
Yeah.
How do you kind of get over this loss? Turn around and focus on?
Well, we got to get them ready. Tomorrow's off. We're going to have to do that. We got Friday. We got Saturday. I'm going to go look at it. because like I said, I had all kinds of plans and ideas for these last 2 days, and they didn't come to fruition with availability. So, I got to really look at it and talk about it and get our guys to understand what we have to do to be successful. And we didn't have it. We didn't have it tonight, and dug a hole for us that we just couldn't get out of. And we've done this a few times, and we found ways to win our home games. It's our first home loss. We've really stressed not losing any home games, but this is, we didn't get it done.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, just one turnover for Rashawn in the last 2 games. Just how has he developed as a ball handler?
Yeah. No, I mean, we've really talked to him about his passing and thinking that's really one of his great strengths. And, I think he really competed. Now, Vasean competed. He played where I think he really took it upon himself to try to will the team back into it. And, I think, I can't admire his effort, his competitiveness. But I've got to put him in a better position to do that. But he certainly is. He's recognized. And I thought really early he did a good job of getting us in good shots that we just didn't knock down, didn't convert, as our defense was not doing the job at the same time. Even though I think it was kind of a little low scoring early.
No one mentioned he was sick, but how encouraging was to see kind of Brandon kind of break out a little bit? I know he's kind of working that.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't practice yesterday, and we didn't know if he was playing today. So I mean, it's we're counting on him. He's been in and out, and as most of our guys have been, and I think that's the problem that we've had is we just haven't had the continuity or really even the group that we thought we were going to have. So it's constantly changing, adjusting, and figuring out on the fly. But we're counting on him, and I think he did some good things. He charted out real well for us defensively. We knew he'd take a little time to get back into it after missing so many weeks. But he's defending. He's doing the right things defensively. Did it last game. I think we got to do a better job of getting him some better shots, and that's on me.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you.